Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Do we have rights or we don't have rights? Do we have limited rights or do we have temporary privileges? Do we have these rights coming from the creator or from the government? Now, let's start with straight on. I am very much okay with automatic weapons for civilians. Just so you know, I'm not okay with pew, pew, pew. I want the prrrr. Why? Because I want it. All right? That's all. My right should not be infringed. Now, you say, Emil, there's some limitations, like freedom of speech and all that. Well, I understand that. But the arguments for limiting what kind of weapons I should have, I'm not totally in agreement with. Trump administration does something and everybody now from the comprehensive gun control garbage jumps up and says, oy vey, we're going to have a big problem. Let me show you. This is from NBC, ABC, whatever that is. Trump administration permits sale of device that allows standard firearms to fire like machine guns. Okay. And look at the picture. You understand. Immediately, if you have that, you're going to have that. This is the connection they are making. Now, gun control groups condemn. What I mean gun control groups? The Constitution is clear about that. Shall not be infringed. Infringed with limited or touched. The move of a quote-unquote dangerous backroom deal spearheaded by Trump's general counsel that effectively legalized machine guns. I'm okay with that. I think making them illegal, I think it was an infringement of the Second Amendment. And we have this person here who, former congresswoman and gun violence survivor, walks through a gun violence memorial in front of the Washington Monument. That is awful. But why don't we just do something with the cars? You say why? Well, cars was used to hit civilians in gatherings, remember? Killed people, numerous people. They were mass murderers. Murders with the guns and with the cars as well. So what are we going to do about it? How about we gun control? How about we car control? And since you can kill someone easily with 70 miles per hour, right? Then we make it like 3 miles per hour. But, speed limit. Mandatory. So they're not going to kill anybody. But still with the car, you can roll over people. So you can produce that. How can we just make it a ideal, a playing field where nobody will get never is going to happen anything to anybody. How about we do that? Can we do that? No, that's in the movies. That's in the unicorns, fairy tales, certain kind of books and so on. Not in real life. No. Am I not for trying to minimize it? It's true. But how far? Now, we could minimize the energy consumption by going back into caves. Should we do that? Come on, Emil. Well, come on. Regardless, a car has at least a 15-gallon multiplied by about 78, 3 liters and 78, tank of highly flammable liquid. You know what it is? You know what it is. All right. So again, what should we do? Should we have electric cars? They still can ram people. And this is just one example. Now, I know the other argument that these guys are trying to make regarding, oh my God, gun control, comprehensive gun control laws. When the Constitution was written, those guys had the muskets. Yeah, for hunting, you want them from hunting, you can have them. I have to remind those imbeciles that in those times they didn't have cars either. And by the way, those people over there who were, in the news business, They didn't have TV. They didn't have computers. They didn't have internet. They didn't have electricity. So if we use the same argument, the argument is this: don't infringe my rights as a law-abiding, free individual with the rights given to me by my creator, not by a government. The government is over there to do what? To uphold the Constitution. And, make sure that we are safe. To what extent? Foreign threats and domestic threats? Again, is everything how far you go with it? I don't like people with bikes. I think a person with a bike driving by on the side of the road could be hit by a car, so exposes herself to accidents. So banning bicycles will be fantastic. How about when you ride a bike, you use a mouthpiece? Okay, so if someone hits you, your teeth are not going to come out, so you don't pay for the dentist and the insurance. How about a big helmet? Like the how should I put it? An air pilot helmet. How about knee pads or pussy pads? How about that? You see, I am against from the get-go with banning automatic weapons. Just so you know. You say, you want to own tanks? Well, if the government, if the police, law enforcement owns tank, I should be allowed to own a tank. Why? Since when the governments are the benefactors of the society? They can't turn tyrannical. So if a police can have a bazooka, I should have a bazooka too. I should be able to defend myself and my family, protect myself from the government's abuse or whomever. Remember, there's a lot of rogue people over there. Remember the don't shoot thing? Who did that? A police officer. So the police officer did something illegal, man. He killed people over there. Remember that guy? Don't shoot. Even though we know how things went in that one. Don't shoot. So you tell me there was not going to be corrupt people in the police? They tell us that there is a, how do you call that? Systemic racism. Systemic racism. They don't say that individuals of different colors, all colors could be, they're not saying individuals, say the system is, because some people act stupidly. So should be a police violence epidemic. So police violence should be able to overpower me with rogue people? No, they should not. Remember, the point is arming the population. That's what it is. Taking their weapons away. Not that the population could start a revolution or anything. No, the population has zero chance to start an armed revolution against the government, even with bazookas and with the automatic weapons. I guarantee you that. Why? Do you know what the government has? You know what its military has? All right, we can't compare with those guys. Those guys will take us from the satellite in 3 seconds. So, no, it's not going to be work like that. What kind of is this? Anyway, so they are all in arms. They're all in arms with automatics. That should not be taken away. Why? If a guy comes with an automatic weapon, let's say a criminal, he's going to get an automatic weapon. They will take it. And I have a PUP with, let's say, 3 bullets. That's all I have. And then I have to get another magazine. And let's say I can't have a magazine. I can have only 3 bullets. Remember, these guys can infringe, not ban guns. They can infringe our right by making it so hard to purchase the guns. Like, for instance, in Romania. In Romania, you can own guns. But you can't own, like me. If I go over here right in the store in America, I give them my ID, I file a little, I say that I swear everything I said is true and blah, blah, blah. They verify with FBI, they say you're clean, here is your gun, Mr. Kosman, thank you very much, see you never. That's it. Ammunition, I buy it as I buy candies. That's how it's in United States of America. You go and buy an ammunition, bullets, powder, I don't have to give them an ID, I give them a credit card or cash or whatever I give them. And that's it, I get the bullets with me. And I think it's fantastic. Now you say, oh my God, Emil. Well, how about the personal responsibility? You can't have a how do you call it? A society that is free of evil. I would like to live in something like this. But you know what? Some of you have to wait until they
go over there and boo, 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 boo. No, when then you have it. In this, because we are as we are, you can't have that. Can you minimize it? My friends, we can live in the caves. We'll save the planet right there. Why not? All right. My point is this. I agree totally with the ability to have an AK-47, for instance, automatic clear. A military grade. Yeah, a military grade. I want it. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.